John Kohler with OKRaw.com. Today I have another exciting episode for you. We're here at the 2013 Woodstock Fruit Festival, and this is a very unique and rare opportunity for me to share not only my views, but also opinions and views of the other pioneers that are teaching here. The pioneers are the people that have been teaching the raw foods for a long time in the raw foods community. And you know, I value my friends and comrades' words, and that's why I'm having them in the video today to share with you the 12 raw foods you should avoid. So without further ado, let's get into that clip. So now we're with Unripe. His website is 30bananasaday.com. Super huge community. You definitely want to check it out. He's been into raw foods now for 11 years.
I'd say Cacao, the chocolate bean. When I'm in Malaysia or Australia and I come across a chocolate fruit, I'll pull it off the tree, I'll eat the white flesh, and I'll spit the cacao bean out onto the ground, let it grow again. That's nature's design. The reason why I'm not a fan of cacao is it contains theobromine, which is classified botanically as a neurotoxin. That's what gives you that buzz, because your body's consuming it as a neurotoxin. It releases adrenaline, gets your flight and flight response going on there. So I'd say the one food, as a raw food, if it's only one food, cacao, don't touch it. If you're gonna have it, maybe once a year.
So now we're here with Grant Campbell of RawAussieAthlete.com. He's been into raw foods for the last 8 years now.
Raw food that I would avoid would be unripe fruit. It's a common mistake for people, particularly bananas is a classic. People not waiting till Cavendish bananas spot up and ripen, because if fruit is unripe, it's going to be starchy. As fruit ripens, it goes sweet. The complex sugars change into simple sugars, and they become much more easily digested. And they taste sweeter. It's just gives you more pleasure. It's better nutrition. So yeah, absolutely avoid unripe fruit.
So now we're here with Megan Elizabeth. You can check her out at meganelizabeth.com. She has some excellent ebooks, people. And she's been into raw foods for over 5 years now.
Well, I think one of the most detrimental raw foods is probably cashews. People go crazy on cashews, especially with gourmet raw food. And it's not even technically a raw food. You can't even really get it raw, even though the package will say raw. And they don't digest well, and there's a lot of toxins in them, and I don't know, I think they just lead to a lot of issues, digestive issues, and just they're very addictive as well. Like once you start eating them, you just can't stop. It's like you're eating, I don't know, string cheese or something. So I would say avoid cashews.
So we're here with Dr. Samuel Karski. It's Dr. Sam, that's DrSampt.com, and he's been into raw foods for 15 years.
Overall, I would say very unripe fruit would be the one food you should avoid, and that way it will cover many different foods out there. So I wouldn't say there's just one, there's one general category that I would probably avoid eating. Very, very unripe fruit.
So now we're with Cristina Carrillo Bucaram. Her website is fullyraw.com. She's been fully raw, plant-based, raw vegan over 8 years now. The question for her today is...
You know, I'm going to say Bragg's liquid aminos or any other type of artificially created raw food product. If it comes in a package, it is not fresh food. I'm not really a big fan of fermented foods, and I know that Bragg's claims to be somewhat raw, but it's not actually raw. So if I can encourage you to do one thing, stay away from the packaged goods and go towards the freshly grown produce. Go towards the things that are heavy in vitamins, heavy in minerals, heavy in nutrients, things that are grown fresh from the ground. People tell me all the time, oh my God, why don't you eat olive oil? I would rather go towards the thing that is one less step man process. Why not go for the olive instead of the olive oil? Why not go for the avocado rather than the avocado oil? Why need Bragg's when you can blend up some tomatoes and some celery and some herbs and make a beautiful dressing? Go for the thing that is one less step man processed.
So now we're here with Tim Van Orden. RunningRaw.com is the website. Check him out. 9 years into raw foods. The one question we're going to ask Tim today.
Wow. I know we all love the taste of chocolate, but man, when I eat chocolate, cacao, I get jacked and it just doesn't work for me. I know a lot of people, say that it has all these benefits, this, that, and the other, but when I try it, I'm totally whacked out. That frenetic energy I talked about. I just don't feel settled. I'm going to give you two.
All right.
Two for the price of one. You ready? Agave nectar. Agave nectar, first of all, is not a raw food. And secondly, everybody's worried about high fructose corn syrup. Stay away from high fructose corn syrup. It's got 55% fructose in it. Agave nectar is up to 95% fructose. It is not a health food. It's really sweet and people love it. So if you're going to go to a raw gourmet restaurant, chances are the desserts are sweetened with agave nectar.
And have cacao.
Yes, have some cacao and some agave nectar and massive amounts of cashews and you're all good.
I think he was joking.
Read between the lines.
So now we're here with Freelee, the banana girl, and you can check it out on YouTube, Freelee the banana girl. She's been into raw foods for the last 7 years. Definitely a pretty long time.
Number one to avoid is garlic. Okay? Would you agree? You've had your experience.
I don't know,
with
that's
garlic.
number one. I mean, I'll have my number one a bit later in the video,
That's
but
my
this
number
is your
one.
number one.
Yeah. It's definitely my number one, especially after John told me the story about getting a burn from having garlic on his skin. But just personally, it gives me nightmares. It doesn't make me feel the best, doesn't make me look the best, and I only eat foods that make me feel and look my best. So, garlic out.
All right, so now we're here with the Life Regenerator, aka Dan McDonald, or DTM, Life Regenerator on YouTube. Be sure to check him out. He's been into raw foods for 13 years now.
There's one raw food that I had a really bad experience once, and that was the jungle peanuts, man. I thought, okay, no problem. So I ate a bunch of jungle peanuts. I made a peanut sauce. Well, what happened is, even with the raw, wild jungle peanuts, my skin broke out. And I'm DTM, I'm a skin expert. My skin doesn't break out, baby. That's a real problem for me. What's funny is I ate the jungle peanuts, a whole bag within a couple of days. My skin broke out, and it stayed broke out for a couple months. And I knew it was the jungle peanuts because I have a real intuition about what was that. It was the jungle peanuts. You know, it's like God's voice. Jungle peanuts. And then what's funny is that of course I had to go film my How to Have Beautiful Skin detox DVD with all this skin acne. It was just terrible. So anyways, jungle peanuts, not my favorite thing. Everything else is cool, but I'm not trying that.
So today we're with Don Bennett, DAS. His website is health101.org. He's been into the raw foods, fruit-based diet for over 20 years now.
One raw food that you should avoid, like the plague, is the one that you love but does not love you back. So you got to figure out what that one is. You got to do the research and figure it out. So just because you love something doesn't mean it's going to love you back. So you can go in the aisle in certain health food stores and see a whole bunch of raw food. It's the raw food aisle. A lot of those are not going to serve you. They're not going to get you to where you want to be. You eat a diet of that, but we're talking about the one raw food. Well, obviously the one that makes you throw up. Yeah, I'd steer clear of that one. But you get the general idea. There you go.
So now we're here with Dr. Doug Graham. His website is foodandsport.com. That's the letter N. He's been into raw foods for over 35 years now.
I think raw food that you should avoid is the stuff that you question whether or not it's raw. Are you sure it's raw? If you're not really sure, probably it's not raw. There's no raw chocolate. There's no raw cashew, really. There's no raw Nama shoyu. Nama shoyu is cooked wheat, cooked soy, and then allowed to ferment. But they started out with cooked product. It doesn't become raw after it's been cooked, just because it fermented. If you have question about it, whether or not it's raw, it's probably not. If it's miraculous that the taste of this stuff, it tastes just like cooked, it probably is cooked. So you just have to make those decisions. I don't know closer than that. I'd say if you question whether it's raw, it's probably not. And unless you have it on good assurance, just stick with whole, fresh, ripe, raw, organic fruits and vegetables.
So you guys just heard from many of the other pioneers at the Woodstock Fruit Festival. What's the one raw food you should avoid? And I agree with all of them. The one food I believe you guys should avoid is GMO foods. GMO foods are now sneaking in to the whole food system. Hopefully if you're eating raw, organic, fresh fruits and vegetables, you're going to be immune from most of the GMO food products because they're, appearing in processed foods, oils, and basically packaged and bottled foods. And we all know that the raw foods diet is about eating whole, fresh foods, fruits and vegetables. although they are now starting to GMO some fruits and vegetables actually, so you do want to look those up and avoid them whenever possible, in my opinion. So in my opinion, GMO are just bad foods, and those are the raw foods you should avoid because, you know, corn, soy, papayas, they're sugar beets. They're starting to GMO other zucchinis and other things as well. So you want to definitely find out which foods they're GMOing and avoid them. One easy way to do that is just simply buy organic. In the definition of organic foods, GMO foods are not allowed. So that's one tip that I'll share with you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode on learning one raw food you should avoid times 12. Once again, my name is John Kohler with OKRaw.com. We'll see you next time, and remember, keep eating your fresh fruits and vegetables. They're the best. This is John Kohler with OKRaw.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. We got Dr. Doug Graham. He's been into the raw foods movement for a long time now.